Okay. Lesson 23?
23, group meeting.
Yep. And I haven't gotten any emails from the TA, so.
Oh, I was wondering that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I figured we only met for, I don't know, and if we're group 11, they probably won't be through.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you guys want me to read this one?
That's fine.
Okay, number 3. The true linear regression equation is blank where B naught and B1 are unknown. Is an alternative hypothesis for, is it B1? I can't remember. And it is C always. The first one equals 0, second one does not equal 0. For a residual, B, the difference between the observed value y and the value predicted by the regression line. 5, a plot of residuals supports using linear regression when the residuals look normally distributed with 0 mean, which is D. Is Lauren here? Just making sure.
What?
Okay. I was just making sure you were here. I just realized I hadn't heard anything from you.
My internet, it's like awful right now, and it won't let me do video from my side. So, but I'm here.
Okay. 6, compute the residuals for the math self-efficiency data using software. Use the confidence data as the explanatory variable and the score data as the response variable. What statement best describes the residuals? And it's A, that they are between -40 and 25. 7, based on the QQ plot for these results, what can you say about these residuals? C, they are fairly normal. 8, use software to create a scatter plot of the math cell to data against scatter plot, residuals plot, and QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about linear regression are satisfied by this data. Check all that apply. A, there's a linear relationship between X and Y. B, the residuals are normally distributed. And C, the variance of the error term is constant for all values of X. 9, what is B1? The estimate for the slope, 12.69. 10,
Sorry.
what is the confidence? Sorry, what?
Did you say 698?
12.695.
Oh, 5. Okay, sorry.
10, what the common interval for B1 is A, 10.708 to 14.7.42. 11, based on the evidence and using level of significance alpha equals 0.05, what decision would you make regarding the hypothesis test for B1? B, you would reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is less than alpha. 12, for a hypothesis test for B1 slope, if you reject the null, what does it mean? C, it means that there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the slope of the regression line is not 0. 13, for the Australian crocodiles data, which variable is the dependent one? And it's body length, so B. 14, since the 99% confidence interval for these data is 7.124 and 8.311, what can you say about B1? A, since the confidence interval does not contain O, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that B1 is not equal to 0. I'll make sure. Oh, I'm guessing this one.
What was 12?
12 was C.
12 is C, minus 4 hands. Where is it? Homework. Let me do these two.
Are we doing the?
Homework for 24. Oh, sorry, we don't do homework together. I always do that.
We're doing.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do it. I heard he opened it.
Oh no.
I'll have to. Sorry, you guys can go ahead if you want. It won't let me close it.
Is there a speak for later button? Does he do that?
No, there's not.
No, not on the homework. It's okay. We can wait.
That's okay. There's only 10 of them.
You're just
Maybe I
gonna
can see
get
if
all
they'll let
done
me use
tonight. I always get you guys mixed up. Who was over Laurel? You were over you're the boss of today's work on the project, right?
I sent it this. Did any of you guys get that email?
I saw your email, but I didn't get to read it. Go over it today.
Maybe I have seen it, maybe I haven't. I didn't get anything. Did you reply to one person again?
No, I replied all.
Oh no, I
Says for
see it
both
right
of you.
here. I just read the second part. Okay.
Okay, I'm done. Do you want to do group meeting number 24?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched the video on this, so I fail. Just
I
FYI.
didn't watch the video on this one either.
I've got it. So,
Did you, Stacy?
yeah, I've got it.
If you want to, since you're the only one that has done it, yes, Christopher, I'm right here, but Mommy's doing homework. If you want to just read, like, if it's A, B, or C, so you don't have to read the entire thing, you can. I'm okay with that.
Okay, because you're going to go back and watch it.
Because I'm gonna have to go back and do it. Unless he watches our videos. I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. If you want to read all 43, you can, but...
I'll just kind of skim through them.
That's fine. Okay. Christopher, shh. I mean, or we could take turns reading them and you could tell us which ones it is.
Up to you guys, I don't care.
Oh, what's it?
Shh. Can you go out? Find Lissa.
No,
Yeah.
up again.
Go upstairs then.
No.
Well, we can read the questions and then you can just let us know which ones. We can take turns reading questions, I guess.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to read everything.
Yeah.
I'll read 1 through 10.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
1 through 10. And then, okay, so which of the following variables is our quantitative? A, the number of people in randomly selected classrooms on campus. B, the 3 most common brands of car found in the U.S. Or C, the telephone number of randomly selected business in town.
A.
Yep, okay.
Okay, number 3. Students in an introductory statistics class at BYU, Idaho, were studying. Stop shooting, please. We're studying prices of cold cereal at grocery stores in Rexburg. To get a sample of cold cereal prices, they went to Albertsons and rolled a die to decide which box from the left of the top of the shelf they would start. Didn't we already do something like this, or was this in a test?
A lot of them are repetitive.
Really? Are they just taken out of previous tests?
I don't know, but it's the same situation. like,
Okay.
quite a few times.
They recorded every sixth cereal after the first, moving from left to right down the shelves, recording the name, size, and price of each cereal in their sample. In this study, an experiment or observational study, and why?
Mommy, I want to use.
A, an experiment because the students had control over which sampling method they used. B, an experiment because the students had control over which cereals could be selected for the study. C, an observational study because the students had no control over the price of the individual cereals. Or D, an observational study because the students had no control over which cereals were selected.
Was this D?
I was going to say C or D.
It's C. Because they did have control over which ones they selected, because they chose to do every sixth one. But they didn't have control over the prices. And it's not an experiment because there was no control group.
So the dice is putting them in control, essentially?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Because they chose to do every sixth cereal.
Oh, I see. Makes sense. So it's C, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. 4.
No.
They collected data from a random sample of N 100 students. The mean was 21.2 and the sample's standard deviation was 2.61. An excerpt of their data is given below. The group notices an error in their data. One of the males was entered incorrectly.
No.
He is actually 21 years old. When the error is corrected, what will happen to the sample median? The median will increase, the median will decrease, the median will stay the same. It is not possible to determine without full set of data. Won't it increase?
If it was the mean, it would increase because the mean would be more the average, and that would affect the average. But the median is the very middle number, and we don't see that because there's 99, and we don't know what all those numbers are in between, so it has to be the D. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see. It says 99. Oh, so it goes down to 99. Oh, 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, your button.
Yes, she has buttons in her house, but that's not a button. It just.
But if it was a mean, you could tell that it would go up no matter, even if we couldn't see all those, because it would affect the average.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no button.
Number 5.
Number 5.
You have to whisper if you're going to be in here.
505.
Okay. The time to complete the standardized exam. Sorry. The standardized exam in the BYU testing center is approximately normal with a mean of 70 minutes and a standard deviation of 10 minutes. Whisper. Using the 68, 95, 99.7 rule, approximately what percentage of students will complete the exam in under 50 minutes? Give your answer accurate to 1 decimal.
Wasn't it 2.5?
Yep. Right at the 95% rule, or whatever, 95 rule.
Okay, number 6. The scores on the LSAT are approximately normal with a mean of 150.7, a standard deviation of 10.2. Queenie's School of Business in Kingston, Ontario requires a minimum LCT score of 157 for admission. Find the 35th percentile of the last scores. Give your answer accurate to 1 decimal. Use the applet.
I'm not to that one.
So first you have to go into Excel and enter in, find the z-score. Well, never mind. You went straight to the applet on this one. So the value from an area, that you have to click on that tab. And so the area is 0.35 for the 35%. The mean is 150.7, standard deviation 10.2, and then you click below 146, which is 146.8. I didn't explain that well. Just watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it again, but I wrote it on my little paper. You said 146.8, right?
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. Laurel, you there?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Number 7, a team of dermatological, can't speak, students were studying skin cancer among 60 to 7-year-old American men. Suppose you were part of the research team and take a sample of n equals 70 men from this age group and calculate the mean number of skin cancer spots in a sample. Also suppose that it is known that the distribution of the number of cancer spots is right skewed. Suppose the sample... Whoa.
Sorry.
It's okay. The study was n equals 2. What would be the shape of the distribution sample means?
Skewed right.
Mommy, I'm bigger.
Yeah. Skewed right because the sample isn't large enough for it to be normal. And it says it's skewed right up top.
Okay, number 8. Alyssa, in here, please. Can you take him? You're supposed to be babysitting. Okay, number 8. Take him out. Tanker trucks are designed to carry huge quantities of gasoline from refineries to filling stations. A factory that manufactures the tank of trucks claims to manufacture tanks with a capacity of 8,550 gallons of gasoline. The actual capacity of the tanks is normally distributed with that. What does that thing mean? 8,544 gallons and a standard deviation of 12 gallons. Use this information to answer questions 8 through 9. 8. A simple random sample, n equals 20 tanks, will be selected. Find the z-score corresponding to the sample mean capacity for 20 tanks of 8,550. Round your answer to nearest 3 decimal places.
So this is an Excel. Sigma's 12, N is 20. The mean U is 8544, X bar is 8550, which puts a z-score of 2.236.
Sorry, what was that?
2.236.
Okay. A simple random sample of 50 tanks will be selected. What is the probability that the mean capacity for these 50 tanks will be greater than 8,540 gallons?
So you use the same thing that you just did in Excel, only change the N to 50 instead of 20. And you get the z-score, and then enter that z-score into the applet, and then click above the z-score, which is negative 2.357, and it gives you 0.991.
You don't have to answer, or you don't have to put 8540 in anywhere?
Yeah, that's what you put in, well, oh, that's what the X bar changes to, sorry, in Excel.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure, though.
Yeah.
All right, so what was the answer?
0.991.
991?
Yes.
Okay, 4991.
Number 10, which of the following best describes the notion of the significance level of a hypothesis test? A, the probability of type 1 error. B, the probability of type 2 error. 3, the probability of rejecting HO, whether it's true or not. The probability of obtaining a test statistic at least as extreme as the one you calculated, assuming the null hypothesis is true.
Isn't this A?
Yep.
Yeah. That's one I got right on one of the tests.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The next 10.
Go for it.
Okay, the heights of young adult females. Oh, sorry.
No.
Are said to have a population standard deviation of 2.6. A sample was taken of n equals 85 young adult females at BYUI, and the mean computed to be x bar equals 65.4 inches, which the following explanations describes the correct way to interpret the 95% confidence interval for this problem. There may be more than one. Do you want me to read all of them, or?
No. Not the first one, because it says chance. B is one of them.
B and C?
C, yeah.
Okay. 12. Marine biologists have been studying the effects of addiction on the, acidification of the oceans on weights of male beluga whales in the Arctic Ocean. One of the studies involves a random sample of 16 beluga whales. The researchers want to create a 95% confidence interval to estimate the true mean weight of male beluga whales. Their data follow a normal distribution. The population standard deviation of weights of male beluga whales standard deviation is 125 kilograms, and the researchers feel comfortable using the standard deviation for their confidence interval. 12. Are the requirements for the use of a confidence interval met? Is it A?
Yes.
Okay.
They're randomly chosen, and the normal standard distribution. So those are both the two things you have to have.
Okay. An investor with a stock portfolio with several $100,000 sued his broker and his brokerage firm because he felt a lack of diversification in his portfolio led to poor performance for many years. In an effort to avoid close public scrutiny, the firm agreed to settle the conflict by arbitration panel. The arbitration panel compared a sample of 39 months of the investor's returns with the average of Standard & Poor's 500 stock index for the same period in order to determine whether there was a substantial decrease. The S&P has a known population mean return of 0.95. Suppose that you are a member of this arbitration panel, conduct a hypothesis test to determine if the investor's portfolio performed significantly worse than the performance of the S&P 500. Use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. Open the data files. Use this information to answer question 13. What is the p-value for this test?
Okay. So SPSS, compare means, one sample t, 0.95, and then it ends at 0.039, but it's two-tailed, so you have to half it at 0.2 or 0.020. Because it's one-tailed.
A financial economist is studying married couples in which both spouses work. He wants to compare the mean income earned by husbands with the mean income earned by their wives. Should he use independent sampling or dependent sampling, and why? This would be D, right?
Yep.
So it's dependent because the couples are paired.
Yep.
Okay. Pressures of supply and demand act directly on prices of airline tickets. As the seats available on the plane begin to fill, airlines raise the price. If seats on a flight do not sell well, an airline may discount the tickets or even cancel the flight. Allie Henrich, a BYU Idaho student, wanted to determine if there is a difference in the price of tickets listed 90 days before a flight compared with 14 days before the same flight. For her study, she compared the prices of one-way flights from London's Heathrow Airport to various destinations in Europe. Using Travelocity.com, she recorded the lowest published fares for 90 nonstop midweek flights 90 days in advance, and then found the lowest published price for the same destination again 14 days in advance. The prices in US dollars are given in the file direct flight costs. Notice that for some destinations, flights are not available. Use this information for questions 15 and 16. What is the p-value for this test?
So, SPSS, analyze, compare means, paired, and then you do 14 days and 90 days. P-value 0.096.
0.96?
Yeah, 0.096.
0.09. Okay, got it.
Based on the results of the test, can you say there is a significant, that there is a difference in the cost of the airline tickets purchased 90 days in advance compared with 14 days in advance? Use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. Where was I?
So, no, because p-value is greater.
Yeah,
So
C.
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 A real estate company wants to evaluate 2 of their home appraisers for consistency in preparation for their annual site certification. It is important that different appraisers be able to give similar estimates for homes and other properties. The company selects a sample of 10 homes in different neighborhoods around the city, independently asks each appraiser for an estimate of the home value. After they receive the estimates for each home, the company subtracts the value given by the first appraiser from the value given by the second appraiser. They create a QQ plot of the differences and see the point of the roughly forms are the requirements for units
Uh-oh. Lost her.
She gone?
Oh, who's lost? Wait,
You are. You were.
I'm sorry.
You cut out so bad it's hard to hear you.
So sorry.
Don't reread it. It's okay. We'll just go to the
Yeah,
answers.
no. It is B because
Sorry.
it tells you that it's normal. Trying to see where that's
Sorry,
at.
what's that?
B.
It's B.
Oh,
Somewhere in there it says that it's normally. Oh, because the QQ plot shows it has a roughly forms
yeah,
a
it's
straight line. Yeah.
Okay, 18. Now suppose the company of the previous item wants to use a hypothesis test to determine whether the estimates given by the 2 appraisers are different. Which of the following would be the most appropriate pair of hypotheses for such a test? And this one's C, right?
Yep.
Okay. 19. Suppose you create a 95% confidence interval for a mean and get negative 2.346 and 8.775. You've been told to report this by saying you're 95% confident that the true mean is between negative 2.346 and 8.775. What does this mean? Isn't this B?
Is it A? I don't know. B?
It can't say the word chance in it, and A says chance.
Oh, okay.
It always says if it says chance, it's a no.
So is it B?
It's B.
20. If P equals 4 divided by 5, what is the smallest value of n that satisfies the requirement for a normally distributed p hat? N equals, isn't this 50?
It is 14. How did you know that?
Yeah, what the crap?
I did like half of the, I didn't watch the video, but I did like half of them on my own. I just didn't check the answers.
Wow. That one was real hard for me. I wouldn't have got it because you have to go into Excel and enter it all in, but then it gives you 2 numbers, and you have to pick the highest one. I was like, what? The highest one of the 2 is the smallest value of n. That threw me. I don't know. But yeah,
I
it's
had the
50.
two to me. It's a lot easier to do it by hand if you know the formulas. So it's n times p
Oh,
is greater than or equal to 10, and then n times 1 minus p is equal to or greater than 10. And if you just
so you
plug p in, for me it's easier if I do it by hand, and then he just showed me you always pick the higher one because when you plug n back into the equations, one of them fails because of the smaller nut. Like it makes sense when you write it out. But
Oh,
anyways.
okay.
I mean, if it's easier in Excel, do that. But
I just don't
Alright.
remember ever reading pick the highest one out of the 2. So
yeah, and he said it wasn't covered well in the textbook, but he said it's always the higher one for the smallest sample.
where did you hear that, or when did he say that?
No, sorry, that was the tutor when I went there.
Oh, okay. I did not remember reading it. Now, no.
Just have issues on that because it's not discussed well in the wiki docs. But
Nothing.
yeah,
No,
nothing
it
is
is.
well.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take over. I'll do the next 10.
Okay.
Your little brother has a career batting average of .233. You want to determine the probability that he will have a batting average of over 12.250 next season when he will be up to bat 40 times. Are the conditions met so that the sample proportion p hat will be approximately normal?
Sorry, what number? 21. So
Is
this
this
one you
C?
go to Excel. Yeah, it's D. And this one he actually got wrong on the video the first time he went through it, and we got to go back and fix it. But
That
in
makes me.
Excel, under the what?
I said that's one thing that makes me mad when he explains it, and then you get the answer, and then it's wrong, and then you're like, what the heck?
I know. So under the one proportion tab, the condition/requirements, so N is 40, and then P is 0.223, and he had put 0.250, so that was the difference. You have to do what his average is now, I guess. And so then it gives you the two numbers, and yeah, it was not greater than 10. So.
Okay. Number 22, a geneticist takes the simple random sample of N equals 140 sex cells from the testes of a dog to determine the proportion which contain the chromosome for development into a male. Assume the unknown true proportion of dog gametes that contain the male chromosome is 46%. Use this information to answer question 22. The geneticist conducts her survey and calculates p hat equals 0.512. Which of the following is the most common correct interpretation of the statistics?
Is it D?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard one question? If the final is curved or not?
I don't know. Have the other ones been?
No, they haven't, but I had a friend who took this course last semester from a different teacher, though, and they curved the last test. They said she said that the professor said that all statistics, the final is curved. But
Nice.
I was
Maybe
like,
he'll tell us that after.
I'm too scared to ask. Okay, 23. Researchers just published a study in which they considered the incidence among, is that right?
Incidence, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Among the elderly of various mental health conditions such as dementia, bipolar disorder, compulsive disorder, whatever that is, and Alzheimer's. In the U.S., 45% of adults over 65 suffer from one or more of these conditions. Calculate the probability that fewer than 320 out of N equals 750 adults over 65 in the study suffer from more than one of these conditions under consideration. Give your answer accurate to 3 decimal places in decimal form.
So you go to Excel, one proportion tab, P equals 0.45, and N equals 750. P hat equals 320 divided by 750. So the z-score is negative 1.284. Put that into the applet, and you want below, and it's 0.0996. Or never mind, that rounds to 0.100. Sorry.
.100?
Yeah.
If it was 0.99, wouldn't that?
No, it's 0.0996.
Oh, okay.
And it rounds up.
Sorry. Alrighty, 24. Suppose you're testing P equals 62 against P does not equal 62. And you have calculated the test statistic to be Z equals 1.33 for the area. to the right of z equals 1.334 under the standard normal density curve is 0.091. Which of the following is the p-value of your hypothesis test?
So in the applet, z equals 1.334. The area to the right. I didn't take great. Oh, the area to the right of z is 0.091. So it's two-tailed. So you have to divide that by 2, or time. Never mind, that's one side, and it's two-tailed. So you times that number by 2, which is c 182. Yeah, 0.182.
Okay.
I would not have got that right. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay. 25. Suppose you are a dog breeder and you want to use the confidence interval to estimate the true mean fertility levels of purebred Cocker Spaniels. It is known that the distribution of fertility levels of Cocker Spaniels is normal. How many measurements must you have in order to be sure the sampling distribution of X is normal?
Since it already says that it's normal, any amount will do, so it's the last one. But if it didn't say that it was normal, it would have to be n is greater than 30. But it already tells you it's normal. So he got that one wrong, too, on the video. When you go back and watch it.
26. A study is planned to compare the proportion of men who dislike anchovies with the proportion of women who dislike anchovies. Ouch. The study seems to determine in the proportion of men and women who dislike anchovies are different. A sample of 41 men was taken, and the p-hat estimate for the true proportion of the men who dislike anchovies was determined to be 0.67. The sample of 56 women was also taken, and the p-hat estimate for the true proportion of women who dislike anchovies was determined to be 0.84. Are the requirements satisfied to perform this hypothesis test, and why?
So in Excel, the two proportions tab, N1 is 41, N2 56. X1, you have to do 0.67 times 41 because it's 67%, and then X2 is 0.84 times 56. And then it fills them all in, and one of them was less than 10, so it's D. The N1 is less than 10.
And 27. A study was conducted to measure the effectiveness of a diet program that claims to help manage weight. Subjects were randomly selected. Lost it. To participate. Before beginning the program, each participant was given a score based on his or her own fitness level. After 6 months of following that diet, each participant received another score. The study wanted to test whether there was a difference between before and after scores. What is the correct alternative hypothesis for this analysis? Oh, jeez. Sorry, I gotta stand. I'm in pain sitting.
Oh, no. You gonna make it through next week?
Gosh, I don't know. I made it to 30 weeks pregnancy, and they're like, okay, you're 1.5 centimeters dilated, but she'll be fine if she comes. So I tried to clean my house yesterday, and now I can't walk or sit. I'm in so much pain, so I'm dead.
Wait, you're only 30 weeks?
Yeah. So I'm
I
supposed
thought you would be right when this semester ended for some reason.
No, but I've been on bed rest, and then they were like, if she comes now, she's safe, but we want her to cook longer, but my house is a mess, and so I tried to scrub my walls, and then last night I couldn't move, and I was in lots of...
no, be careful.
I know. My husband's like, yeah, no more of that. All right. Okay, so...
Because it's talking about the difference before and after, it's B. That little
B?
D, is the difference. Yeah.
Okay. 28. Weight Watchers wanted to predict how much weight a client would lose if they followed a prescribed exercise program in addition to their diet program. Volunteers were randomly divided into two programs. One group dieted but didn't exercise, and the other group dieted and followed the exercise program. For the exercise group, they used linear regression with percent compliance with the exercise program as the explanatory variable and pounds lost in 3 months as a response variable. One of the clients was told his residual was 5.5 pounds. What does this mean? What does residual mean? I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. Residual means the difference between the observed and the predicted value. So it's B, the difference between what he lost and what he was predicted to lose.
So he lost more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 29. That for the study in question 30, the B1 of the regression line was 5 pounds. Interpret the statistic. A, the average weight loss of all participants was 5 pounds. B, on average, the exercise participants lost 5 pounds more than the non-exercisers. C, a percent compliance goes up to 1% on average. 5 pounds are lost in 3 months. Not enough information is given to answer these questions.
So the B1 is the slope. So the average change in Y per the change of X, so it's C. So as the percent goes up by 1, on average 5 pounds are lost in 3 months.
Okay. And 30, when creating a scatter plot, a residuals plot, and a QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about linear regressions are being checked? Check all that apply. The X values are measured without error. The residuals are normally distributed. The observations are independent. There is a linear relationship between X and Y. The variance of the error term is consistent for all values of X.
So there's only 3 that you can measure, B, D, and E.
Sorry, what was that?
There's only 3 that you can measure. It's B, D, and E. Normally distributed, linear relationship, and the variance is constant.
Okay. Okay, pressures of supply and demand act directly on the prices of airline tickets. As the seats available on the plane begin to fill, airlines raise the price. If the seats on a flight do not sell well, an airline may discount the price of the flight. Oh, we've already read this one.
Yeah.
31, compute the sample correlation coefficient of the price of tickets 14 days before compared with the price of tickets 90 days before.
So this is an SPSS.
Isn't this the R?
Is that the sample correlation coefficient? Is that what R is?
That's what I was asking.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh, just kidding.
He said something about R on one of them, but I don't know if it was this one. But it's under analyze, and then can't remember that. Correlate, and then that bivariate or something like that. And then you select 90 and 14, the Pearson. Anyways, 0.780. Definitely have to go back to the book for that one.
Okay, create a scatter plot using these two variables. Using a scatter plot and referring to the correlation coefficient above, select the answer that best describes the data illustrated in the scatter plot.
And it's to be linear with fairly strong positive association. You can't really see it. So.
I trust you. Fill in the missing variables in the equation of the linear regression line used to predict the price of tickets 14 days before a flight based on the price of tickets listed 90 days before the same flight. So beta 0 equals
115.640.
beta 1 equals
0.627.
Okay, predict the price of tickets listed 14 days before a flight based on the same flight costing $200 90 days before a flight. Give your answer accurate to one decimal place. Y equals
241.04.
Okay, and on 33, B1 was 0.627 or 115.627?
Just 0.627 for the second one.
Okay. Sorry,
Wait,
go ahead. Oh.
on 34 it says one decimal place.
Oh. Oh, right. 241.0. And this one he just did by hand with that equation. So like y hat equals 115.64 plus 0.627, and then in parentheses is the 200, so it's $200. So that one was pretty easy to plug in. You just have to know what to plug it into, I guess.
For flight ticket prices are used to predict 14 days before flight ticket prices. The lower bound is
Are you doing 34?
No, she's reading 35.
no, I just read
Oh,
35.
okay. Oh, I just, okay. Lower point, or, yeah, 0.518. Upper 0.735.
Okay,
So 0.518, 0.735.
Got it.
Cool. Choose null and alternative hypotheses for this analysis.
It's always the C for those.
Okay, give the value of the test statistic and the p-value. So P
11.509.
509?
0.000. Yeah, 11.509 and 0.000.
38. What decision do you make based on the p-value and the level of significance alpha equals 0.05, and thus what do you conclude?
Since p-value is less,
The
you
null.
reject the null, and there's sufficient evidence, so C.
Okay, 39. So we're just deciding which test for each.
Yeah. All the rest of them, you use that list.
Okay. 39. United States mothers who live in poverty generally have babies with lower birth weight than those who do not live in poverty. The mean birth weight for babies born in the U.S. to mothers living in poverty is approximately 2,800 grams. The CDC carries out a study to test the effectiveness of a new prenatal care program in reducing the number of low birth weight babies born. For the study, 30 mothers, all of whom live in poverty, participate in the program, and birth weight data is recorded. Which hypotheses test would be most appropriate for this study?
There's one group, sigma's unknown, so it's B, the one sample, two test.
40. Engineers at an oil refinery find out how easily gasoline evaporates by measuring its vapor pressure. As they make gasoline, they need to determine whether its vapor pressure is high enough. The standard deviation of the vapor pressure of the gasoline made by the refinery is always 0.03 pounds per square inch. Which hypotheses test would be most appropriate for this task? This would be A.
Yeah. One
And
sample, sigma known.
did he have them all in caps?
No.
I don't think that matters. But
Okay. Yeah, it always makes me nervous.
yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. An attorney wants to know whether the percentage of Walmart employees in Nevada who are over 45 years old is more than 30%. Which procedure would be most appropriate in this situation? Is this F?
Yeah. Because it's a percentage, it has to be a proportion.
42. marriage counselor conducted a study of couples, categorizing each of the couples as communicative or non-communicative. Among other things, the counselor wanted to see whether the percentage of communicative couples whose marriage ended in separation or divorce was the same as percentage of non-communicative couples whose marriage ended in separation or divorce. These tests would be most appropriate for this study. Will this be G?
Yep. Percentage, 2 groups.
And 43, a business marketing firm specializes in radio advertising. They hope to show there's a linear relationship between sales and the amount of money a client invests in radio advertising. Which procedure in the list above would be most appropriate for addressing this question? Would be I.
Yep.
Sorry, really quick, what was 27?
That's B?
Yeah, B.
The one with the D, because there was a difference.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I missed 36.
30.
If you haven't turned it in, don't do it. Oh, because they both say 0.
Huh?
I don't know why I missed 36.
It needs to say 1?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't it the lowercase?
No, it's the uppercase, but the first one.
It doesn't tell you the correct.
Oh, it's D. No, it doesn't, but it's D. They should both say 1 under the B.
Right.
I wrote it down. I just didn't write the letter right. So fix that one. Oh, the rest are right.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's quickly. Okay, so you.
Sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Oh, I was just reading your email.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So were you? Did you? So what do we want to do? Let me go into the thingy. I don't know how to reopen it once I create the Google document.
If you just go back to the email a couple threads up and click on that link.
Okay. So is it done?
Yeah, I did it. Well,
I thought you said you still had some stuff up.
yeah, step 12. So I've just been in class and work all day.
Wow, you did a lot.
Yeah, that's a ton. I know. I thought you were saying you didn't get anything done. I just skimmed your email, but then I'm looking at this and there's like.
No, I did everything just except for the what now part.
The 1 to 2 paragraphs?
Yeah, it's just step 12 of that. Sorry, it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, I have to go to bed.
I cannot believe you did
Yeah, you
this.
have to do it all by today.
No.
Well, I just didn't want to show up without it getting done. Like
No,
tonight.
I just had it put up because I figured we would like work through it today.
Go
Okay.
to bed, Lauren. Laurel, sorry. You've got to be so tired. Wow, good job. This looks awesome.
Okay.
So the only thing, I don't know if you've read through it, is one of the requirements failed. It was the variance, and I couldn't tell. So for the ANOVA test, it says there's 2 requirements. I just don't know if both of them have to be met or just at least one of them. Do you guys know?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Don't ask me for help with this.
I would think you would have to have both of them, but
I wrote it that the second one failed, but we just continued on as if it hadn't, like a lot of the problems we've done. So.
oh my goodness, I don't even know how you did all this.
Me either.
So pretty much what I did, when you go into SPSS, so I had to sorry, trying to collect my thoughts. So last week Stacy tallied up all of our counts of the colors, but in SPSS they have to be individual. Like, so I had I put in all of our counts in it. Am I making any sense right now?
Yeah.
There was 18 data points. So there was 6 colors, 3 of us. There's 18 counts that I put in SPSS, and then I had to categorize them with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and brown. And so then you have to go in, and then you have to make the categorical information to a numerical information. So it spat out, like, I think it did it alphabetical. So like blue was 1, brown was 2, and then it's I don't know if you remember from a few weeks ago where it puts the categorical data into the numerical data.
Yeah.
So it did that, and then you run, you do the one-way ANOVA test on there, and then I literally just followed, hang on, where was it? So it's lesson 14. It literally just gives you step-by-step with how to do it in SPSS.
Holy
on the
crap.
wiki.
You
And
picked
so-
the right section to do, I guess, because I would have been lost.
Me too. Wow, thank you for doing all that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
Um,
so what's step 12? Because I can't, it's not on this document. Like, it
no.
doesn't say 12. So what, is that like conclusion and actions, or?
It's just actions. Sorry, I did the conclusion, but
Oh, I see
It's-
it.
yeah,
yeah.
it's in the little quote things.
So what needs to be done there?
Which I was confused because I'm like, I don't know how to interpret our results even because they're M&Ms. It's not that it's like,
Oh, so that's written under actions. You didn't write that.
No, that's an example, like the instructions or example or something.
So that's the only part that needs to be done, the action.
yeah.
What does it mean? We are not gonna.
I know.
You should not buy M&Ms.
I was like, I'm just gonna eat them still. You're not the same. But I don't know, maybe like in the future we could have had like more bags. I don't know.
But it's saying, like, from our hypothesis or whatever, are we supposed to get vaccinated or not? Are we? In 1 or 2 paragraphs, describe the action you suggest based off your statistical study. Do not eat the M&Ms because they are not equal.
Yeah. Do not count your M&Ms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even.
I mean, I feel like that would be it, essentially, you know, but it would sound hilarious. It would be comical.
Yeah.
But there's not really any other, like, don't count your M&Ms. Don't try to split them up. I don't know.
Don't assume that all colors of M&Ms are equal. Maybe.
Oh, maybe you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are more than likely eating more blue than other colors.
I know, I was surprised, too. I was thinking that someone else would have more of a different color, but it seemed there was tons of blues.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would literally say something about don't think they're equal or something like that.
Definitely shoot for 1 paragraph. We're not going to find 2.
Yeah.
Should we just do it right now?
Again, I'm good with that. Then we can download it and submit it. And
I
then
think you have so much good stuff in here that last paragraph is not going to matter too much. You
No.
have like everything.
once we get the grade, if this is okay with you ladies, once we get the grade back from this, I don't know if he'll let us change anything or whatever, but because if he says, you know, like 90, or I assume he won't, because he seems pretty quick to grading these.
Uh-huh.
But once we get the grade back from this, then I'll just like put it all into the PowerPoint and then send it to you guys so we can. And I don't know if you've had a chance to look through it to make sure there's no like mistakes or anything, but I'll do that and then we can get that submitted so we don't have to worry about it next week.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think the final has to be taken by Wednesday, doesn't it?
No, there was a note that he had put and that he extended it to Saturday.
Okay.
Somewhere he wrote that.
Classes that everything is due on Wednesday, and it's really annoying because I'm like, they'll be like, okay, end of semester is Wednesday, and I'm like, what? And then other classes they're like, you have till Saturday.
No. I think it was on next week's notes. He said, I'll give you till Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, I have two.
That's right.
Like all my classes are different. Some of the stuff's due Wednesday, some of it's all due on Saturday. So. Okay, so
I'm
let's.
glad.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, because that's gonna be like my last thing I do. Well, maybe. I might just take it and fail it and get it over with. Okay, action.
And it's due April 9th at 11:55, which is Saturday.
Yep.
That is Saturday. Yeah.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah, I thought it was due earlier in the week, so that definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just glad there's nothing else to do next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing? At
Just
all?
the exam and this.
Yep, it all just says, like, study for the test and get your project done.
Oh, and we can just mark it being done. Sweetness. I like that thing, so then I can just check it off. Nice.
So, what do I want to say?
Okay. Oh yeah. Let me go back to it. Hold on. I got lost. Actions. Don't open a bag of M&Ms expecting the colors to be equal.
I know, how do you, it's like, no.
I don't know how you make that a whole paragraph.
If you thought that all bags of M&Ms had equal colors, you were wrong.
Based on our
based on our study, or
based on our M&M statistical study.
there you go.
I don't know.
That sounds good to me.
Uh-oh. Oh, who's green? Go for it. Type away.
I think I was there. I'll move. There you go.
Okay. Based on our M&M, what do you want to call it?
That was good. Statistical survey.
M&M color statistical survey. I wonder if we just submitted it like that, what you would say. You should not open a bag of M&M's, oopsies, M&M's expecting all colors to be equal. Now what? Do we go through and like explain in bag 1, blah blah blah, in bag 2, or I don't know.
Or we could say like.
This was more so like, kind of like the so what part of the write-up. Like, what do you do now with this information?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Each your favorite color?
Yeah, we could just mention like, there's a whole lot of blue.
Yeah, we have found that there's a lot. I don't know.
Keep going. Hold on. We have. What's a good word for like found? We have
Um,
found.
Discovered.
Yeah, that one.
discovered.
M7Ms.
This might be totally weird, but you could even like put in like if you're allergic to blue food color, like food, or probably shouldn't eat M&Ms. Or I
And
don't
I
know.
don't think the
I
majority,
don't- like a lot of yeah,
the
you'll have
majority
to.
wasn't blue though.
If you're allergic to blue dye, do not eat
Yeah.
M&Ms. Oh.
So like you have a hard time eating M&Ms because it wouldn't be worth. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm trying to think of what else we could write. I can analyze this. You'd be like throwing like a third of your M&Ms away. Not a third, but a lot.
I don't know.
I don't think we can say that the majority are blue though, because the majority are not blue.
Where? Where is it?
The
Oh.
second sentence.
That the what do I say?
That there were more
Most
blue than
common.
other colors, but it wasn't like a majority. Yeah, that was.
I don't know, ladies. Delete my funny stuff, but I don't know.
Personally, I'm fine with it because I don't think there's like a professional way to analyze this right now.
I don't either. I kind of like it.
So should we just leave it?
Yeah.
Or like somehow put a final sentence on that?
Then again, you cannot assume that every bag has more blue than other colors, because they could all be different.
I don't know. Go for it. Put it in. He'll be like, okay, go ahead and test that. I'll be like, no thanks. Peace out. This is our last meeting, too. Just realized.
Oh, really?
Oh.
There's not one next week, is there? Just the exam. All right. Well, it looks good to me.
I did have a question
Uh-huh.
on. Oh, hang on, sir. So for this, so the p-value, or sorry, I guess up here. When you look, and can you guys see that?
It's different for everyone's
the-
page, so it doesn't change for like when you're going up and down. Mine doesn't go up and down.
No, I have it highlighted. Can you see that, or no?
Oh. I haven't looked. Hold on. I'm looking.
Or just like the little chart under p-value.
Oh, the arrow? The red arrow?
No, well, that's part of the picture. But yeah, that chart.
Yeah.
So it's the SIG, I think means significance level, which is the p-value.
Yeah.
In this last lesson, it said that you need to figure out how many zeros to put in. Do you want me to like redo it? Like, are we gonna get doc points for that? Because
Because he leaves 0.000 in a lot of answers.
Okay.
I know what you mean, but he doesn't do that in any of his answers.
Okay. Okay. When I was in the whatever lesson it was for today, I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna have to
I
go
know
back.
what you mean. How it's like
But-
to the whatever power. And,
I think it's fine.
yeah.
I've never seen him do that many.
yeah. No, I think it's.
And then under the requirements tab for the chart with the variance, can you guys like follow the math that I put there like underneath? Like, does that make sense?
Number
I
2?
was showing the math that I did. Should I put it? Yeah.
569 is less than or equal to 4 times what did you do first?
Well, the or the requirement is the. Hang on. Oh, I can't type. I'm tired. Largest variance. Is oh gosh, where's this? Hang on.
I would just leave that whatever you're typing in up there.
Okay. Times smallest variance. Like, does that make sense how I plugged that in right there? Or I wasn't sure how to write it. Like,
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have even known to do that part.
that looks good.
Looks awesome.
okay.
So it's automatically saved, right?
Yeah, and
Or
so
just save it.
you go to File, and then you download as Microsoft Word,
Okay.
and then you save it to your own computer. It'll download it, and then save it to your thingy, and then it's it's the final one. And then when I enter all this into the PowerPoint, it all needs to be in there. I'll figure it out somehow. Alrighty, well, never mind then. Ignore me. Okay, I'll go ahead and put that in tonight though. So say we get 100% tomorrow, then I can get the thing done and we can submit the PowerPoint by Saturday.
Awesome.
All right, ladies.
Thanks for being on top of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Laurel, for that really hard last part you did.
Yeah. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I won't see you guys again, but good luck on the
Yeah.
test
Good luck.
Yeah.
and good group.
Yeah. Thanks for all
Yeah.
your
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Night,
Bye.
night.